Hi students, welcome to the world of zoology. Myself Dr. Sai from Zoologywala. I told you so many issues with reference to the digestive system in previous classes, and today I am going to explain you the gastric glands and intestinal glands in this session. If you observe the gastric glands, I told you that serosa is the outermost layer, followed by the muscularis, and then submucosa. Fourth layer is mucosa. The mucosa shows numerous foldings, are called gastric rugae. In between the rugae, you can see the gastric glands. So number of cells are present in the gastric glands. What are the cells present in the gastric glands? Mucous cells are present, which produces mucus, and followed by the neck cells, the goblet cells. See the mucous neck cells here, they are going to produce mucus. They are going to produce the mucus, the goblet cells, which are also called mucus cells, which produces mucus, and the function of these mucus cells is to provide some sort of smoothing, lubrication. Followed by oxyntic cells or parietal cells are present. Oxyntic, Oxyntic, also called parietal cells. So all the cells commonly called oxyntic glands, but these are oxyntic cells. The cells produces, so the oxyntic cells or parietal cells produces HCl and Castell's intrinsic factor, hydrochloric acid and Castell's intrinsic factor, and the function of this Castell's intrinsic factor is absorption of vitamin B12, cyanocobalamin. That is the function. If at all the vitamin B12 is not there, some anemic problems will come. Pernicious anemia, enlargement of RBC is commonly observed. So because of the deficiency of vitamin B12. If stomach is removed because of any gastric ulcers or gastric cancer, imagine if at all gastrectomy done, then there will be no Castell's intrinsic factor. Why? Because no parietal cells. If parietal cells are not there, Castell's intrinsic factor will not be there, then nobody will be there in order to absorb vitamin B12. If vitamin B12 is not there, then RBC is not going to mature. Pernicious anemia is a type of anemia which may be observed in the persons who underwent gastrectomy. Coming back, chief cells or peptic cells are the type of cells. The chief cells, which are also called peptic cells, I will write here, those chief cells or peptic cells are also called zymogen cells, Zymogen. Zymogen cells are the cells which produces inactive enzymes. If at all active enzymes are produced, the enzymes may digest the cell itself, isn't it? So it shouldn't happen. So the peptic cells or chief cells are going to produce inactive enzymes. What are those inactive enzymes? Means pepsinogen and prorenin, RENNIN, not single N. Renin is produced by juxtaglomerular cells at the kidney, RENIN. This is prorenin, RENNIN, prorenin. Pepsinogen, prorenin, and very small quantity of lipase is also produced. Gastric lipase is also produced, and the gastric amylase also. But the action of amylase is not seen in the stomach because of the superiority presence or acidic nature of HCl. So because of that HCl, no, the amylase enzyme is not going to function. Whenever you swallow the food particle may contain some sort of microorganisms or bacteria. Of course, they were taken by the lysozyme which is present inside the saliva. But if at all any bacteria are left unkilled, if you swallow the food particles inside the stomach because of the action of HCl, those bacteria may also undergo killing. There is a chance of killing of those bacteria. The bacteria can be killed because of HCl. Okay, that HCl is going to produced by oxyntic cells or parietal cells, and here peptic cells or chief cells are going to produce pepsinogen and prorenin. See, parietal means margins, lateral sides. As most of the cells are present at the lateral portions of this gastric gland, the name was given as parietal cells. In addition to that, G cells are present. G cells are nothing but the cells, enteroendocrine cells. So many endocrine cells are also present like these G cells, and even argentaphin cells are also present. The G cells produces gastrin, which plays an important role in digestion, that I will tell at the time of the role of hormones in digestion. And in addition to that, argentaphin cells are also present in the gastric glands, something like intestinal glands. Argentaphin, nothing but silver. Affin means affinity. The cells which love or shows affinity towards the silver ions. So after the particular reduction reaction is over, the cells, they themselves stained brown or blackish in color. So the cells which shows affinity towards the silver stain are nothing but argentafin cells, which produces serotonin, histamine, somatostatin, like that. Let me write here, argentafin cells, Argentafin. Argentafin cells may secrete even serotonin, histamine, and somatostatin also. Somatostatin, these are all the components secreted by argentafin cells, which are nothing but a type of enteroendocrine cells present in the gastric glands. Serotonin is a vasoconstrictor which helps in constriction of blood vessels. Constriction of blood vessel. If vasoconstriction takes place, blood pressure even increases. Vasodilator, which dilates the blood vessel. Bradykinin, vasodilator. Histamine and serotonin, somatostatin, these are all produced by argentafin cells. Okay, I will tell the functions also later. Somatostatin, generally it plays a very important role in inhibition of the hormones or the digestive activities. I will tell at the time of role of hormones in the digestion. That's all about the gastric glands. Minimum 2 to 3 liters of gastric juices are produced per day. In addition to that, water and bicarbonates are also seen in the gastric juice. I will tell. Let me introduce you the next one, intestinal glands. If we observe the intestinal glands, where these intestinal glands are present, serosa outermost layer, once again serosa, muscularis, submucosa, ammucosa, and mucosa shows the foldings, and these foldings are called villi. The finger like projections are called villi. So the base of villi here, crypt, this is called crypt, they are called crypts of Lieberkühn. Imagine this as villi and this is another villus singular, and here crypt, this is the crypt, and here you can see the crypts. This is one of the crypt which contains a number of cells. Paneth cells are present. Generally the function of Paneth cells, they produces lysozyme enzyme which plays an important role in phagocytosis also. Enteroendocrine cells are present, something like the gastric glands also. In the gastric glands also we have seen enteroendocrine, here also enteroendocrine cells are present, here also argentafin cells are present, the same functions attributed here. And goblet cells are present here which produces the mucus. In addition to that, I told you at the time of histology, if it is the duodenum in the submucosa, Brunner's glands are also present. If it is villus, see the surface of villus, I will show you one villus. Imagine this is one villus, and on the surface of villus here like this, number of cells are present. Number of cells are present, and here they shows the foldings like this, like this. The foldings are called microvilli, which increases the efficient area of absorption of the digested food material, and all this something resembles like brush border. That is the reason why the secretions of these comes under brush border epithelial cells. See this one, this is villus. Number of finger-like projections are seen on the surface of the villus. If you observe the central portion of the villus, here number of blood vessels are present, number of blood vessels, artery, veins are present. In addition to that, there is a white color structure present. What is that white color structure present here? Is lacteal. This one is called LACTEAL. Lacteal is a large lymph vessel in order to absorb the fats. Even though digestion of fats is over, the size of the fat molecule will be large, as a result of which it will become very difficult for the blood to take, blood capillary to take the fat. So the fat globules enters into the, after the digestion of fats is over, the digested fats enters into these lacteal lymph capillaries. So this lymph will take the digested fat. If the fat is not going to enter into the blood, so the fats are not going to enter into the blood directly, so nobody is going to take the digested fat. Then comes the lacteal. Okay, fat, don't worry, I am there for you. So the fats will be taken, the digested fats will be taken by the lacteal, and of course this lacteal finally delivers the fats into the blood only. So for the absorption of the digested food material, here inside the villus, blood vessels, capillaries are present, and the lacteal is a lymph capillary is present in order to absorb the digested fats. You can see this is villi, lacteal, here orange color structure was given, and this one is this one is the lacteal, which is a lymph capillary, which is white in color actually, and artery represented crypts. See, these are the crypts of liber cone. Here the digestive secretions, just now I mentioned, all they are produced into the lumen. So here the digestive juices are released. So this is the crypts of liber cone, and this is vein. Blue color one is vein. You have to remember the blue color one or red color one. It's not like that. You have to remember where the artery is present, where the crypts are present, where the veins are present, where the capillaries are present. There is a possibility of having diagram oriented question also. We cannot rule out yes, no, there will be no diagrammatic questions. Previously in the last year or before last year, no diagrammatic questions are there in NEET. So this year also they won't, there will be no questions from the diagram oriented. It's not like that. You have to prepare, that is your duty. Okay, so and the lacteal, in the labeling aspect, lacteal is very important, which helps in absorption of fats. So the intestinal juices also will be around 2 to 3 liters per day. 2 to 3 liters of intestinal juices also produced per day, and the crypts of liber cone plus Brunner's glands, which are present in the duodenum, submucosa of duodenum, these two contributes for the intestinal juice. So we have seen the gastric juice and intestinal juice. So gastric juice is ready with us, intestinal juice is also ready with us. We have prepared all the weapons. We required some more weapons in order to do the war of digestion. What are those two weapons? Intestinal glands are over, gastric glands are over. Very important weapons, salivary glands and liver, of course pancreas. We are going to finish these digestive glands in the next video, then we can begin the physiology. That's all about this video. Thank you.